Hello everyone, JulioToyReviews here, and this is a review of the Power Rangers Ninja Steel Lion Fire Fortress Zord. Oh god, am I excited to do this review. You see, back when Toy Fair was happening around January, we were getting rumors that the Lion Fire Megazord was going to come out later this year, which is Lion Howl from Ninja. And I heard the rumors of it being a playset and I immediately was like, wow. And then I looked at the pictures and I was like, wow. And my reaction from there on just went through the roof. Like, I was like, oh my god, this thing is both a giant Megazord and a playset. Which is just amazing how they were able to do it. I'm guessing Bandai saw the success of the movie Zords and they're like, hey, why not try to replicate the same thing with the TV show? Which they, of course, did, and this is why you're watching this video. So, as I mentioned, this is Lion Howl from Shuriken Sentai Ninja, but this is a playset rather than a slightly bigger Megazord, similar to what Lion Howl was. So included with the Lion Fire Fortress Zord is obviously the Lion Fire Fortress Zord itself, a jail, 2 missiles, and some sound effects that come from the head. So, let's get on with this review. So over here is the Lion Fire Fortress Zord. And now you may be asking, what's with the weird setup? Well, here is the thing. Considering the fact that the Lion Fire Fortress Zord is absolutely huge, then I wasn't able to put it in the review station. So I decided to review right over here, right where the collection wall is. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you probably know more about this than those of you who follow me on YouTube. Which reminds me, follow me on Instagram. But anyways, over here is the Lion Fire Fortress Zord, and it is absolutely humongous. And I love it. Essentially what the Lion Fire Fortress is yes, as I just said, a giant fortress. And the same applies to Lion Howl. However, Lion Howl didn't have the whole feature of being a playset at the same time. It was just a mecha. Over here, they actually did something very interesting. They brought back the playsets, which I really enjoy considering I have a couple of them right over here. But they also were able to incorporate the gimmick of it being a giant robot. So essentially, it's still the Lion Fire Megazord, and it doesn't take away anything from it being a Megazord, while it's still a fortress. So that's actually a really nice feature that they were able to do. It's not one of these weird playsets where it's not anything from the show. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, stuff like this. But anyways, over here, let's finally get started. So the first thing we're going to take a look at is the prison. And let me just slide this up, and you can see the prison right over there. Now, what you're going to do is that you're going to grab a villain figure. In this case, I have Ripper Rat. Slide the door. Shove them in. And you could actually lower this down. So you can essentially trap them in there, but it doesn't really crush the figure. So that's good. And now, let's grab our Red Ranger over here, and I can show you the different places where you could be able to fit him. First, you could put him over here. So you could just stand there giving orders to the other Rangers. By the way, this playset actually works with the other Ranger figures. I just decided not to pull them out because I'm not going to be rearranging 5 figures at once. And the next feature we have, if you go inside over here, you can remove these 2 cannons. And these will pop up on little pegs on the top. The reason I had them stored inside of the Lion Fire Megazord is because it's actually nice that they had pins to be able to put it inside. So, for example, when you go into Megazord mode, it's convenient because you can store them and they won't fall out for being over here. And you could be able to grab the figure. And let me just take a look at where the pegs are. There they are. And you could have them over here manning the cannons. So that is another nice play feature. And what you can do is that over here at the side, you can't really see it well on this camera, but if you push really hard enough, the missiles will launch out. And they're the same missiles that Bandai of America has been using for years on stuff like the Spinozord and the Lion Megazord. And now we could be able to go over here inside of the Lion Fire Megazord. And you could actually put in the Red Ranger figure, or any Ranger really, inside of some pegs that are in there. So you could have them standing around and whatnot. You can also go ahead and put them in places like... I know that there's some pegs on here. I don't know if they're going to work. That's the thing, because it's kind of short. Yeah, you could put them the opposite way as well. And you could put them in here, even though he just fell. But you get the point. There are a bunch of pegs on here, and you can probably see most of them if you look at the box art for the Lion Fire Megazord, or some of the press images. And another feature that you could do... And sorry that my dog is barking. My dog is insane. And the thing is, I'm not going to stop recording to just yell at her because I really want to get by this review because I freaking love this thing. And you can put the Red Ranger in the lion's mouth. Now this is something that is actually required for the Megazord transformation, since they do it in the show. But essentially what you could do with the head, you could plop it off, and there's an on switch right over here. So it'll make a sound from the Mega Blade from Samurai, and it'll make a lion roaring. And now you just put it on, and you'll get some sounds. There are over 20 sounds over here, but I don't know if I'll be able to show them all considering that they cycle at random. So you basically get an idea of the majority of sounds. They're just blasting noises and lions roaring. And as I said, these sounds just scramble at random, so sorry that I wasn't able to show all of them. The thing is, I can't keep track of all 20 sounds when they just go at random. But yeah, you basically get the idea for the sounds. And that is all for the play features of the Fortress mode. And honestly, they did a really good job here. Here's the thing. They could have just made Lion Howl just a bigger Megazord. Just like in Japan, and not Lion Howl, the Lion Fire Fortress, but you get what I mean. They could have just made him a bigger version of the Megazord, because of the fact that the Megazord actually has to fit into this guy for the Ultrazord combination. They could have just made a $60 bigger Megazord, which obviously most parents wouldn't want to buy. Heck, I go to Toys R Us all the time and I see parents who only buy their kids stuff like the Rumble Tusk Megazord. But once you make this $100, but you include stuff like the missiles and the jail and the sounds, it is a lot more worth it to get it because of the fact that you have all these cool features. So Bandai is smart. Before you say that this is not Lion Howl, they're not trying to be Lion Howl. They're trying to be the Lion Fire Megazord, but they're also trying to be a playset. And I like that one does not take away from the other. And something that I forgot to mention earlier about these sounds. The thing is, unfortunately, you don't have different sounds for the Megazord mode and the Fortress mode. It's not like the Root Core playset from Mystic Force where when you would turn the head, it would indicate which mode it was in and thus it would play different sounds. But that is all for the play features of the Lion Fire Fortress. So now let's combine this guy into the Lion Fire Megazord. Alright, so after all the wait, let's finally combine this guy into his Megazord mode. And you can tell this is going to be awesome because of the fact that I have Lion Howl's theme playing over here. So basically, what we're going to do is that you're going to pop up the head. I'm going to put these little cannons inside, just so that they won't fall out. You're going to take off these shurikens, and you're just going to flip them up. It's pretty difficult, I know. They're going to lower his arms, grab the shuriken piece, which this is actually different from the regular power stars that come with the Megazord. This one is a lot bigger, obviously, and has a giant black line. Put it over there. Grab these shurikens over here. Attach them. And grab the head. And you're going to stick it in here. And hold up, my Red Ranger is getting kind of loose. The reason I still have the Red Ranger on here is because of the fact that this actually does happen in the show, where the Red Ranger will sit in the mouth of the lion as his cockpit. But over here is the Lion Fire Megazord. And god damn, this thing is big. Seriously, look at the size. It's over 20 feet tall. Think about that. It's huge. And it just looks fantastic. And in terms of articulation, you have the arms over here, which you have to lift them up slowly because of the fact that they're huge. You have these sounds over here. And you really don't have much articulation. But again, I feel like the Fortress mode actually makes up for a bunch of the stuff that's not there for the Megazord mode because of the fact that you have all these play features. It's not just a giant $100 brick. You actually get some play features with it. And it's just like with the movie Zords, which, when you think of it, if they would have had things like the weird spider web or the missiles, then they probably would have been worth it because of the fact that they don't have much articulation. But this guy doesn't have much articulation in his Megazord mode, but he has a lot of play features in his Fortress mode, which just makes it great. And if you go on the back, this is where the Megazord will go when we do Ultra Zord. You can see the cannons over here, how I have them placed. And yeah, that's really everything for the Megazord. There isn't much to talk about with this guy because of the fact that in his Megazord mode, again, he doesn't do much, but the play features in the Fortress Zord really make it up for it. And this is just nice. It's just nice to have a giant robot. And the last time Power Rangers did a Megazord that was also a playset was actually with the Imaginext Megazord, which I haven't reviewed due to like how am I gonna review and stuff, considering it doesn't fit in the review station either, but one day we will go over that. But yeah, that is everything for the Lion Fire Megazord. So now let's combine it into the Ultra Ninja Steel Megazord, or Ninja Steel Ultra Zord. I'm not really sure what they're gonna call it, but the box just says Ultra Megazord, so let's do it! So over here we have my buddy, the Ninja Steel Megazord. And if you actually look on this side of the display, you can notice that he's gone, considering the fact that that's where I normally display him with the Ninja Master Mode figures. But anyways, over here is Megazord, and I know he looks different from last time, considering I custom painted him to look more show accurate. But anyways, what you're going to do is that you're going to take off the shurikens, you're going to close up the mouth, and you're going to grab the top and bottom parts, and you're just going to twist him. Now the good thing about this guy is that unlike Lion Howl, he actually has a locking feature. So you can't just spin him easily like this. You have to actually like put some effort into being able to rotate him. Which Bruno from MMPR Toys said that was a good thing because of the fact that Lion Howl, again, was pretty loose. And the Megazord could fall out easily if you accidentally spun him. So grab the cannons, put them on the top. These will be the handles that the Ninja Steel Megazord will grab upon. Now, here's the thing. You're going to grab the Dragon Shield and Sword. So you know how the Ninja Steel Megazord is essentially a robot within a robot. Now we're going to put this robot within a robot into another robot. So we're going to bend his knees, stick his arms outwards, and there is a Zord Builder port right in the back of the Ninja Steel Megazord. And look at that, a Zord Builder port there. So we're going to put them together. Hold on, let me flip the dragon's arms down. That usually helps. Wait a minute. Sorry, I'm having some difficulty. It's actually kind of hard to put them in because of stuff like the arms and whatnot. Wait a minute. Alright, there we got him. So, let me just... Alright, and there we have the Ultra Ninja Steel Megazord, or however they're going to call it in the show, Ninja Steel Ultra Zord. I really don't know because this guy has not appeared in the show as of this recording. And you may be thinking, wait a minute, you're missing the legs from the Bull Rider Megazord over here to be the cannons. Well, here is the thing. I don't have the Bull Rider Megazord just as yet, because of the fact that my Toys R Us is usually pretty crappy when it comes to getting new stuff. Now here's the thing, I actually have a $10 coupon over there, so if I see them, I'm obviously going to get them. But as of now, I haven't been able to find Bull Rider. But over here is the Ninja Steel Ultra Zord, and just like with the Lionfire Megazord, he doesn't really do much, except act as a giant robot. And here for articulation, again you have the arms, which I don't know if you'd want to move those around considering the fact that they don't move in the show. This is just a robot sitting within a robot, sitting within a robot. It's robotception, people. But yeah, that is really what the Ultra Zord does. You have the missiles over here, but you're not going to really use them to aim at opponents when these are the handlebars for this Megazord, even though they don't exactly reach. And to give you an idea of how big this Zord actually is, these feet over here are supposed to go down here in the show. However, due to the size of the Lionfire Megazord, they don't, and it's just like halfway up there. It's kind of like if you're sitting on the edge of a bridge or something. Think of it like that. But yeah, that is really everything that the Ninja Steel Ultra Zord does. And that's it for the Lionfire Megazord in general. So overall, the Lionfire Megazord it's amazing! I definitely give it a 10 out of 10. This thing is just, oh my god, I am freaking out. I am in love with this thing. You see, the fact that they were able to make a playset again, but combine it with the Megazord, but not make it in a weird way where the playset features overtake the Megazord functionality, is just great. And I appreciate what Bandai of America tried to do. They saw the success of the movie Zords with them combining into a gigantic Megazord, and they're like, hey, why not replicate that with this Ultra Zord, which is supposed to be bigger than the actual Megazord. And again, to all the naysayers out there that this is not line how it's not supposed to be. Here's the thing. Would parents really buy a $60 Megazord that's just slightly bigger with no features or anything? I hardly doubt it. Us collectors, yeah, we would buy it, but the parents of little kids wouldn't buy it. So I like that Bandai of America was smart and they were like, why not make this into a full-blown playset? That way we give an incentive to parents to why to buy this. And keep in mind that right now, as of this recording, we're in August 22nd. And the Christmas season is gonna start rolling around anytime soon, starting with Black Friday. Or Black Thursday if you don't celebrate Thanksgiving. But anyways, those were my thoughts on the Lionfire Fortress Zord. If you can get it, definitely. I would recommend this to any Power Rangers fan. If you're a parent who's looking for something big to give to their kid for Christmas, definitely get this. This is worth the money. It has sounds, missiles, a jail. It is just amazing. So those were my thoughts on the Lionfire Fortress Zord. So what do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, I'm JulioToyReviews, and I'm signing off. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, hit that subscribe button. Make sure to also follow me on social media. Well, until next time,